My name is Diane and I am the founder of Graced. Graced is a beautiful, powerful healing modality that provides a way to draw in higher frequencies that create a sense of security and ease. Whether an individual is looking for balance or career manifestations, abundance, or healing, whether an entrepreneur, an artist, an athlete, a student, all levels of desire can obtain higher levels of focus and insight. We can all gain from Grace treatments. Grace will provide what we need to achieve a purposeful and clearly manifested life. Life as you're meant to be. As a certified body code and emotion code practitioner, I understood the power of removing past traumas and blocks. It is a miraculous process. However, there's more to life than just removing the negative. With Graced, you will be put in touch with a more energetic, more powerful means to create what you want in life. You can have a session. You can even buy the software and learn the process to treat yourself and others. At that point, you might consider becoming a Grace certified practitioner. You can treat others as a business or combine it with other methods. I have psychologists, acupuncturists, teachers, and doctors who harmonize this method with their chosen profession. So learn how to free the heart from what is preventing you from being where you want to be. Learn how to become graced. As I discussed in episode 1, we in the West have been stripped from the knowledge of how to design our lives. We've been indoctrinated into thinking there needs to be a go-between, a spiritual guru, someone needed to communicate with our Creator. Yet, as discussed, Tibetan monks, Native Americans, and Peruvian shamans retained the knowledge and the function with an alive, passionate connection to their higher self and their Creator, in the belief that human life should be honored and that heaven is inside of us. This episode is intended to explain some of the main ways we've lost our way, how our blocks can be created, and how Grace can help get us back to our powerful, self-regulating spiritual selves. This is a movement to put you back in control of your life and how to change society, change how we teach our children, change the level of creative and spiritual energy that is possible in this experience of what we call the body melded with the spirit, something called the journey of being human. I hope that by explaining this, it will put you back in charge of yourself. When elephants are captured young, they're chained to a post in the ground. That diameter becomes the boundary of their life, their imposed limitations to interact with the world. They learn that because they're chained to a post, they can't get away. That limitation is real. When they grow up, a lighter, more fragile chain can be used because the elephants have conditioned themselves to think the chains they knew as their limitation will always be there. Even with their superior brains and massive size, they succumb to the limitations imposed on them when young. Once an adult, the chains are removed altogether, such that the boundaries that no longer exist remain a boundary in their mind. That mental construct keeps them from moving outside the diameter. Even though there is no longer a real limitation, they live within that circle, a mental limitation. Our ideas of what is possible freeze into such a point that they don't even ponder the question of what is possible, what can happen outside these boundaries. They fail to realize their inherent strength and intelligence. Taking what was once real, maybe even useful, like for us the protection of parents. If it restricts growth, then it can hamper development. That which was vital can, later in life, create an obstacle to maturity. Even though it is no longer real, elephants, like people, cannot move. Physical chains become memory chains, blocking perception of the now and especially what's possible in the future. That is the purpose of Graced. The process of Graced works by identifying and removing the connections to these crystallized ideas attached by energy chains. When trapped in frozen energy, we're only able to perceive that this is all there is because maybe at some point we perceived or were told this is all there is. Just as the elephant accepts the diameter of the circle around the pole as his or her reality, a child of poverty and abuse can similarly block dreams. Gender, race, and religion can be perceived as limitations. Whatever a teacher told you could not do can create a chain. What you think you can't do becomes a limitation. A child accepts the pruning of their own potential, becoming fearful or unknowing of what is possible. But when Graced happens, this is what happens to your life. It's all about the feeling. Through Graced and awareness of what the symptoms expressed to us and what caused it, allow those blocks to disappear. If the symptom manifested because we were unconscious, living in the dark, then at the moment we see and accept it, radical changes occur. We step into the light. Healing takes place in the mind, both conscious and unconscious. We must recognize as spiritual beings that the ego, living in the illusion of separation and polarity, makes us sick, and that to access health, we must travel the path from the lower frequencies to the higher self. In that way, any symptom is a friend and a teacher. Healing by Graced means breaking from the old to reveal the new. Healing with Graced leads us to our true nature. Graced comes from within. Graced emerges when we create the emotions of healing and health and peace as a concept brought to the state of now. In the next episodes, we'll be exploring many ancient healing modalities that are the source of grace. And with an understanding of the ethics of ancient healing methods comes an appreciation for the beauty of grace.